he also needs this tournament to get some more points to stay in the circuit.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, technical problem.
Okay. Well, are we live now?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
I do believe we're live. We're waiting on some matches, on the last matches to finish, to begin the top 8. I mean, looking at it, there are still some matches, I think about 5 or 6 that still need to be played. And then we can begin with the fun part.
But yeah, this will be the first match of top 8 today. Summer versus PCO.
Ooh, that's definitely an exciting one. I mean, Summer obviously is the favorite for this Radiant this week. But PCO is also not a bad player, top 60 ranked, and also a very strong tournament player. So you need it's not a foregone conclusion for this match.
Yeah, like PCO's definitely not a pushover here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Summer came here by defeating Sabolch in winners top 16, 7-3, which was, I mean, Sabolch is also a very good player, but when you could really see the skill difference between Sabolch and Summer. Oh, but they're both here. That's nice.
All right, no warm up. We're just getting right into it.
They're already on fire, so they don't need a warm up. Oh.
Okay, TKI start for both players. Summer immediately transitions to 6-3 or 3-6. But...
Yep. And Summer breaks that search chain, but is not able to get the kill. And PCO is now able to send an attack, and that 29 spike will get him his first point.
231 APM. I mean, what can you say?
That is just the PCO special. Oh, PCO waiting to tank the attack, but oh, that was not well. That was very unfortunate. He skimmed the line, but it didn't have a kick to complete the TST. That's an unfortunate mistake. I mean, on the one side, it's not good to lose a round, but against a player like Summer, where you already not have many opportunities, that has to be extra not good. But Trinity God, for PCO. What is he doing?
Gets away with it? No. Oh no.
Messes up the Z-spin, but what was that on line 16? Decides to go for Trinity with 1 TNQ. I mean, you have to respect the bravery. That was way too risky.
Oh, early search break from PCO, but Summer's still holding on to search.
Yeah, but might have to break soon. Oh, never mind. Finds a nice continuation to keep the search, but forced to break it defensively. So PCO will be able to reset the situation.
Oh, but built it back up quickly while PCO opted for a short search break, which... Oh, it's gonna work out.
Yeah, he broke it into a nice down stack for a multiplier. Very well played from PCO to take another point.
Early misdrop from Summer. This might be trouble, as PCO again builds up that surge so quickly. Oh, but that's not a spin. And now Summer's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, not able to get out of it. And that's a lead for PCO.
It's the first
3
to
to 2.
11 still, so it can still be anyone's game.
Absolutely, it's still anyone's game, but an early lead is definitely good for PCO. I mean, for the moral, also for the game plan. But right now he's having a little bit of an issue, and Summer has a nice LST stack to attack with. He continues to build up that surge, breaks it. 37 spike.
Incredible. The LSD just keeps going and going. Oh my god.
It keeps going up and up, and then it suddenly breaks into a massive chain. I mean, we have been 6 rounds into top 8, and we've already seen multiple 200 plus APM rounds. It's very nice. Oh, misdrop from Summer.
This is
Forced to
very
break
bad
the
for
switch.
Summer.
Yep, and not able to get out of it.
Yeah, we just put under a really vulnerable position, especially after that misdrop. And PCO was just able to, like, use that surge.
Yeah. Yeah, so PCO still clings onto that lead and forces Summer to play catch up, but Summer is not that far behind. One bad round, one bad mistake, and the lead he's worked so hard to get is gone, and we might be looking at such a position, but Summer is not able to capitalize on the mistake. Now PCO messes up the ice spin. That's tragic.
We love
PCO
ice
went-
spins and their finesse shenanigans.
Yes, maybe PCO doesn't love them as much right now, but definitely one of my favorite pieces to spin. PCO decides to play slower, some Alsmans. Summer breaks the surge, forces the surge pop from PCO. Now let's see who will be able to access their clear garbage first. Oh, PCO goes for the back-to-back continuation preservation, but is not able to pull it off. Now it's Summer who has an advantage. PCO misdrops
Oh, that's a
that 10
tragic
surge
misdrop.
deficit. Yeah, and PCO is put out of business. Summer didn't even need to pop the surge. Looks like PCO is having some issues with his mantle. And misdropping the SDPC spin, that's not good, and Summer will get the round with some PC spam. That was some Season 1 gaming here. Both players going for the thick spin opener. PCO pulled it off first, and Summer is pushed up quite high but is not in any danger. Has some nice continuations to preserve back-to-back, but that O misdrop will seal the deal. Another round for PCO. Seems to have stabilized his mental state. He's now being trailed only by 1 point.
Yeah, I think if PCO can pull off more cheese games like that, then they might be able to take it, because Summer couldn't defend themselves from, well, all that cheese. Oh, wait, did I see a triple tower?
Yes, PCO went for the T-spin triple tower, but was way too slow on the execution. Summer had an attack ready. I mean, PCO was 1 piece off completing that T-spin triple tower, which must be extra unfortunate. So Summer will be able to keep his 2-point lead. It's not the most comfortable, but it's definitely a good situation. PCO breaks the surge, and
Oh, survival?
will put.
Oh, the
No.
T stuck. That's tragic.
Summer was not able to rotate that T-piece over, and even though that situation could have been livable if he had just one more row of space to maneuver with, but wasn't able to, and PCO is now closing that gap once again.
Oh, but this...
Both players have popped their surges, and none
this is a
have
pretty
really an
neutral
advantage.
position.
Yeah. Maybe a bit better for Summer because he is the faster player, so he's able to build up attacks more quickly. We see, I mean, 11 Surge, that's not very good. PCO having some interesting stacking to keep Surge, yeah, keeping to the all spins. Summer breaks it, 37 spike, and yeah, not able to win the round with that one.
PCO found such good multipliers too, but they just weren't enough.
And I mean, that's the difference between top 50 and top 10. Those small nuances where Summer is able to extract a little bit more attack. And
Oh, Summer's trying to wait here?
Summer going for some timing. PCO pops. Will he force the surge pop? No! Summer has a nice alt sprint continuation to preserve his back-to-back chain. Now we have 19, 20, it's sticking higher and higher. Releases the time bomb, and
The eyepiece didn't come in time. There could have been a
the Q was very
survival.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, but
There
Summer
was
was
a glimmer of
just...
hope.
Yeah, Summer's pressure was just... Yeah, unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just too much. And the speed advantage that Summer has when attacking is also not helping PCO. I mean, in terms of Tetra League speed, they're pretty comparable, but I feel like PCO has been playing a little bit slower this match to play more efficiently. The alt spin then releases nice 39 spike, but Summer is
Misholds
barely,
the T.
but still
Finds
manages
the-
to get out of it.
Insane.
And that is why you don't BM in matches. I think PCO waited there because he thought Summer was dead, but Summer found a survival.
Garbage. Oh, but the misdrop though. I was gonna say, yeah, garbage spawn was favorable for Summer, but nah, not after that misdrop.
Not after that misstep, yes.
Okay, but
PCO
still
releasing the
survived.
surge. Yeah. Summer is fine. He's absolutely chilling.
Alright, both are trying to build back up Surge again, but yeah, no, Summer's in a pickle. Tries to find another crazy survival yet again, but this time though, the pieces aren't favorable.
Yeah, not favorable. And that was some good macro from PCO, who saw that Summer did not have the best of boards and decided to release the surge immediately. And PCO dropping Summer dropping another quick round.
Yeah, Summer would need this last point fast. Oh, but
Yeah, when you start off the round with the misdrop like that, immediately giving the advantage to PCO. But what's good for Summer is that PCO is rather low on his board, so it does not have a lot of ammo to attack with,
yeah, decides to break Surge early there.
which might have
Oh.
been a mistake, and Summer immediately retaliates with a nice spike to win that round. That was very well played from both players, and although Summer as the higher ranked player came out on top, I think PCO showed that Summer definitely has some weaknesses, so he'll definitely have to watch out for the next rounds. Okay, and now we're on to our next match. Waiting on the last players to come. Torao.
Taro
Torao is
against.
now
Yeah, Taro's against Limit. Okay.
Limits. Yeah, I mean, both are very strong players. Limit again needs those circuit points from this tournament. He needs to get like fourth to solidify his position in the top 64. And Torabo would need to do the same. He's barely outside of qualification zone, but he has still two more minor tournaments that he can win points with, and 5 majors. So the situation is less demanding for Torabo than Limit. And Torabo actually won Radiant 2 weeks ago. So let's see if he's able to repeat that performance. Okay, and looks like we'll have a warm-up. So both players very close in terms of speed, but Torao seems to have the better in terms of efficiency. I think quite a bit higher of an APM. So let's see how this dynamic will play out. Torabo starts with some MST. Favorite or a DT? No, a DT opener. Favorite of many Tetris players. And able to get a quick surge lead up to 10, but not able to use it as Limit sends a lot of cheese onto Torabo's board, which will not help him attack, but Torabo finds some nice resources to keep up that pressure. Also sending some cheese back to Limit.
Yeah, this looks like a much cheesier game, unlike our last match against like between Summer and PCO. It was a lot more clean. This one though, we see a lot more cheese being exchanged between these two. Like, it's a really different kind of chemistry, and I honestly enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, there's something not a bit hypnotic about such cheesy matches. It's always nice to see that the players have some very creative finds to keep up the attack. And ultimately, I think cheesy positions are way easier to mess up for as a player, because you just have... Because if you mess up, you have a lot of cheese to dig through.
Yeah, because the thing with sending pure clean... Oh, mid-game PC fine from Tarwal. Okay, but they don't have much pressure to apply, so yeah, Limit's gonna get away with it here.
Interesting all-spin continuation from Torbo, but not able to continue the surge. Never mind, able to find the kill with that nice little down stack.
Yeah, unfortunate S misdrop at the top for Limit there.
Yeah. Very interesting. We have 11 more rounds of fighting between the two. And it seems that they look pretty even in terms of skill. I mean, to my untrained SS rank eyes, they look pretty close.
It's only been one game, so it's hard to tell, but yes. Oh, such a good cut copy from Torwal. And they're keeping up the pressure.
Oh, greeting a bit for that donation. And What? Zoro greeting way too much and it pays off at the end.
Limit.
was a-
Oh, that's a nasty Temis drop. Has a survival, but no, couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. Means that was a very risky gamble from Torabo, which could have very easily backfired. I mean, luckily for him, Limit had that unfortunate Temis drop. It could have very well been otherwise. Limit now has a nice attacking stack, 26 with some cheese, and Toro messes up the finesse. And will give that point to Limit.
The first 3 rounds have been decided from misdrops. So yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that. I mean, it's Tetris. Yeah, sure, but 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, not this one though. Okay,
Not this
Taro
one.
yeah, managed to find this onslaught of pressure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, what you said is very right, and I think when you have 2 players who are rather close in skill, I mean, the decider is then often who misdrops first. And it seems to be Limit who has more of those mistakes, maybe feeling the pressure more.
Yeah, consistency matters a lot, especially for high level matches like these.
Yep. And oh, speaking of consistency, Limit has some issues at the top, skimming a lot, breaking that surge, and now has now Torabo has a 9 surge advantage, pops it, puts a lot of cheese onto Limit's board. That's not a good situation to be in, but Torabo does not have a lot of attacks to work with. Nice floating T-spins on his side, and his Aspect triple. I mean, what do you want more as a viewer?
Okay, but Limit gets away with it. Is at the bottom of their board now and is sending pressure of their own. Yeah, Taro. Okay, a lot of mistakes from Taro, and Limit's gonna take it.
Yeah, and another round lost to misdrops. I mean, it's really a common theme in this match between these 2 players. Torabo jumps out with the early lead. It's a nice attack piled up. 26, that's...
Yeah, just a few lines of cheese would seal the deal for Limit there. They couldn't get through all that cheese in time.
Yeah. And Torabo, which with some very explosive plates. Really using that efficiency to its fullest. Limit has lost the opener game once again. Torabo again with the advantage. Trying to get to the bottom of his board through all that cheese. Is able to, but misdrops the Z piece. Ooh, Limit with a big timing. Barely able to survive that spike, but now again has a very cheesy board. Now has to bail out on the T-spin. Forced to downstack, and now Torabo is sending pressure. The situation is very dire for Limit, who manages to dig through the cheese expertly. But he's not out of the woods yet, so Torabo has a nice surge advantage. 14, building it up. Forced to break it though defensively, which will give Limit the opportunity to survive. Greeting for some for a T-spin at the top of the board. But after all that crazy play from both players, it's a neutral situation once again.
Oh, not so much now. Now that, yeah, Taro once again finds himself with surge advantage. Okay, we'll have to break here though. Yeah, Limit was able to force a break out of them. Yeah. Okay, and now Limit has the higher ground. Well, not anymore, but okay. Finds the defense once again. Oh.
No, not able to survive that one.
High piece didn't come in time, but alright. That was actually a long round. The longest round so far. Wait, it's not even... Oh, wow. It's not even 2 minutes? Wait, was it? Yeah, it
I
wasn't
think
even
it
2
was around
minutes.
2 minutes. No. Oh, Limit going for the 3 wide. Toraro going.
Interesting.
Interesting. Toraro did some black magic with his MST. Oh, and Limit has a nice attacking well. Not able to extract enough attack out of it though. Toraro is
Okay, and
still
now
alive and kicking. Oh, barely, and Toraro finds those T-spins to survive. Limit is 9-0 stacking, channeling his inner classic Tetris skill. Nice down stack, putting a lot of cheese on Toraro's board, and Toraro will barely survive. Limit still is in an advantage hit. Nice down stack, 15 spike, and Toraro is pushed higher and higher and not able to get out of that one.
yeah, finally after forcing Toro with many, cheese races, yeah, Limit gets the round.
Yep, almost a textbook win. Cheese up the opponent and then send enough lines. Very well played from Limit. But the match lead is still in favor of Toraro with 3 points ahead.
Finds a big multiplier, but yeah, that definitely won't be enough to force Toro. Toro finally breaks the surge. Oh, misdrops the T-spin. Yeah, no, that's bad.
And the 7th win for Toraro. He's yeah. Limit is forced to play catch up, but not really working out. Toraro misdrops the MS2, but Limit does not have the opener attacks ready to force the top out. Popping the surge very early, maybe to cheese up. Oh, misdrop from Toraro. That might be a win for Limit.
Oh, not
Needs
yet.
to find some extra attacks. Oh no, and Toraro will get out of it.
Gets
Very
to
nice
the well
downstep
in
from
time.
Toraro. Whoa. Clean defense from Toraro. Limit misdropping at the top, but still in the game. But Toraro is now in the driver's seat and is able to send his pressure. "12, 13, breaks it, 25 spike. Nice downstack from Limit, but it's not enough. And Toraro will collect an 8th point. Limit is sinking further and further behind. Misdropping an O-piece. So many misdrops from Limit in this crucial part
Toro
of the
also
match.
misdrops, or that might have been a super ambitious all spin setup, but well, Limit misdrops more, so.
Well, that's the thing with pro players. They're beyond our mortal comprehension. Oh, quick 25 spec from Toraro. Limit is surviving. Sends a little bit of a cheesy attack back, which could help, but Toraro has cancelled most of it. Well,
yeah, now Limit is just forced to find a defense against the surge here.
Yeah, which is very hard, but Toraro misdrops. Now this is Limit's chance. He needs to win this round, and he does.
Takes it.
That was some solid play from Limit, capitalizing on that misdrop. But I mean, it's a bit more of Toraro's fault that he lost, because he had a surge lead and then decides to play way too ambitiously. Oh, and a nice 26 spike, followed up with some nice attacks. 220 APM open round to put Toraro onto match point. And Limit is with his back against the wall. He has one more chance in this winner's bracket to stay alive. But Toraro is making sure that doesn't happen. I misdrop will force the surge pop. And Torabo is now building up that surge. 12, 13, it's creeping higher and higher and... Oh, an I
A
misdrop
T
might be
misdrop?
an... Nah,
Yeah, Torabo was able to right away punish Limit's misdrop there.
nah, and that maybe encapsulates the entire match between these two players. Torabo was able to capitalize and punish Limit's mistakes very efficiently. And yeah, but I mean, it was very well played from Limit. Some great rounds.
Yeah, insane performance from both players.
Yeah. And I really like Torobo's play because he's able to send a lot of pressure, but it's not clean pressure. He's able to mix up clean and cheese with the all spins, and that's really a really deadly combo.
Very true.
Yep. So we'll have our next match now in the losers bracket. M8 against Cove. That's also a very exciting one. Two very strong players. Both are already are well on their way to qualify. Both are ranked rather high in the TWC circuit. So it's Cove is ranked 22 and his opponent is not much lower. Cove has shown up, saying that he is tied up in chains against his will. We're forcing him to play Radiant this week. Poor Cove. What a terrible fate to be in.
Felt such a mood. Yeah.
No.
All right.
Cove
Well,
is,
unless I'm wrong, these two are guaranteed an invite at the end of this month to the World Championship event. So
yeah, Cove is, so they're here for the fun. That trio players playing for the fun. Oh, M8 is playing a Galactic Champions League match right now. Oh, playing in another tournament. How dare he?
Dude, cause it's a what's it? It's Galactic Champions League format is 1st to 15, so like.
Oh, we're going to be here for eternity.
Okay.
Well, I think M8 was thinking along the lines like, yeah, my Galactic Champions League match should be finished very quickly, so I have enough time to play it before my match on Radiant, but that turned out to be false. I mean, luckily he's almost won. He's at 13-6.
Alright, who are they up against in
Good question.
Wait, no, I'm looking at the page right now. Wait. Wait, no. What's their... Wait, I can't find them. What's their Discord name? Or is it...
Discord name is M9. M9999E.
No, that's just their name in Hummingbird.
Oh, that's their name. Oh.
Yeah, that's their handle in Hummingbird, but
they have handles. M8, I think.
Wait, their opponent. Okay.
Grape.
I still can't find them on the. Okay, they have finished.
We'll ask him how was his match.
All right. Yeah. Okay, wait. I. Okay. Anyway.
Cove is and Cove asking for a warm up. And Sketched is asking, how many rounds did you throw? M8. 6, he said. Well, why not? Hopefully you won't throw any rounds this game.
Sketch
Cove
says
is not
no warm up.
allowed.
Sketch says no warm up.
I mean, Cove's poor
Yeah,
Cove.
well, no. Despite popular belief, this is a warm up. So yeah.
Oh, this is a warm up. Cove got trolled.
Okay, this is a rather peculiar stat. Well, not really. Okay, I was gonna say a bunch of awkward dependencies on both sides, but nah, they just kind of fixed it too quickly. So
yeah. Ooh, Blackwell greeting for some all spins. Interesting. Cove doing the same.
Does that ice spin
warm-up
work?
You shouldn't ask me. I don't know.
I
Ice
mean,
spins are not my specialty.
Okay, well, even if it did, I think it was a pretty bad board, a pretty cooked board anyway. But yeah, good warm up. Good warm up.
Good one. Well, if Cove is cooked, then at least he's warmed up. Sorry for the bad joke. Okay. Golf, and let's start this losers top 8 match.
What is this opener from? Okay. Oh, it's an actual opener. I thought M8 misdropped their opener or something, but
nope. And M8 looking for a spin is not able to find it, and well, I mean, you can take your sweet time in a high stakes match like this one, M8. Well, oh yeah, M8 has again the interesting opener. Cove going for the T-spin triple tower. Oh, that's a nice one, and it's a quick 24 jab to M8 to get a second point. Very well played from Cove. And this is actually the second time we're seeing a T-spin triple tower this tournament.
oh, beautiful well from Cove, but nah. Okay, they misdropped, and yeah, M8 might get away with this. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Ooh. M8, some nice stacking. Cove breaks it, 28 spike, forces Black Hole M8 to also break his chain. So, I mean, imagine sending a 30 spike and the situation is still neutral. That's the fate of a top player. Black Hole Knight all spins, and some greed will help him to secure a back-to-back lead. Forced to break it though. That hesitation might cost him a lot, but no, able to navigate the situation expertly. Although Cove is making sure that doesn't happen. 3-0 for Cove. I think M8 is just greeding way too much for those all spins.
Oh, extended from Cove?
Giving into the dark side of the force. But it won't help him. And what?
Oh.
M8 self-destructs at the top. No. The SRS curse.
So true. You don't really want that. Yeah, no, that's just a nasty thing to happen though. And well, oh, big multiplier, 27 spike, and yeah, Cup Holden. Yep, too much cheese at the top.
Too much cheese. 4-1. I mean,
All
M8
right, and now we
decided,
see
yeah, let's
extended from no, not that's not
once
extended from M8.
again. But Cove is playing extended.
Yeah, but M8 is the one with surge advantage.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep this up with their LST. No, that's not LST anymore.
It's freestyle, but get some nice attack out of it, but not able.
Oh, unfortunate Elmas drop for Cove.
But M8 does not have any attacks ready to punish. In fact, it will be Cove who is attacking right now. M8 is stuck cheese racing at the top. And no survival here.
Yeah, at the end their P sequence is just super bad. So yeah, couldn't really do anything with that.
Yeah, and that's always unfortunate to have, but that's how the match works. But right now has a very nice LST, 4.5 PPS. Good opener round from M8. Looking to find his way back into this match. Cove pulls off the extended, and that's 250 APM. Way too much to handle. M8 is getting overwhelmed by a sea of garbage. Oh, now M8 is going. Both players are playing extended SDPC. Tetrio in 2025, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but
It's-
yeah, Black Hole's greeting for this T-spin. Okay, gets it.
Oh.
Down stacks now. Just enough for the kill.
I mean, M8 said, "Oh, you want to extended SDPC spin me? No, I'll extended SDPC spin you."
Oh,
And now
really?
both players are playing extended SDPC spin once again. Gotta love the extended SDPC gameplay.
Oh,
Simultaneous surge prop from both players, but M8 has a misdrop on his board. Forced to downstack a little bit, giving Cove the opportunity to attack, but Cove looking for the kill is able to push Black Hole all the way to the top. But that one line, that one extra mino of life he has, Black Hole will use it. Find his way back into this round. But Cove is still the one with the advantage. 13, 14, 15, breaks it 28 spike. That's a tall order for M8 to handle, but and is indeed not able to handle it. 7th point for Cove. Interesting, interesting.
Cove opted for SDPC spin this time around. Oh, it might still do wonders here. It does.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't really play TKI against extended SDPC spin. I mean, that's just asking for a big multiplier.
You can
now they're-
still, yeah, but I mean, we
you
don't
can do
recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like Westel or Dia or an expert SDPC TKI spin player, TKI player, then it's not recommended. Black Hole has some advantage in the sense that he does not have any cheese on his board. And has now
Oh, nasty misdrops though.
nasty misdrops, but
Yeah,
Black Hole is
Black Hole
breaking
couldn't
the surge.
capitalize.
I think he broke the surge too early. Maybe he should have tried to keep it a little more. I mean, I'm just giving. He probably knows
Yeah.
better than me what he should do, but
They also might have made a mistake there, so you can't really do anything in
Yeah.
that situation. Oh yeah, and like Cuff Holden, who can't do anything in that situation after a misdraw. Like
yep,
this.
ultimately the last mistake belonged to Cove. and Black Hole will take a 4th point. Starting off with a misdrop. Cove, that's not good, especially against extended SDPC. 26 spike, but M8 is
Okay.
undeterred.
M8 is still surviving?
Sends up a little bit of a cheese on Cove's board. Both players are... No, M8 is cheesed up. Cove has some very clean wall to work with. Cove is doing the best he can, finding some attacks, digging through the cheese. But Cove is sending cheese right again. I mean, M8 just finished digging through all that cheese, and Cove just served him another portion and not able to handle that much cheese. And the gap in points stays the same. Cove now only 2 points away from advancing. Black Hole 2 points away from being eliminated. Maybe 1 point, maybe not. Black Hole survives the spike with a nice down stack. Hesitates a little bit. There's a lot of cheese to... has some clean garbage to work with on his board. Sends some attack, and Cove is caught off guard.
It went from neutral to Black Hole takes the point in like 5 seconds or something.
Yep. That's the volatility that every Tetrio match has.
Yeah, you can't afford to make those kinds of mistakes.
Yep.
And yeah, just like who, I mean, yeah, they made a lot of mistakes at the top of their board. So yeah.
Yep. And Black Hole seems to have found some resources. Cove seems to misdrop a little bit more, but those are 2 straight wins for M8. Both players are waiting. The stall-wide gameplay.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. This is giving a lot of Puyo Puyo Tetris vibes.
Their continuation is like almost the same too. Like, what can you say about that? Mech Heart. Okay, no, sorry.
Mech Heart.
Unintentional Mech Heart. Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna work out for them though. It's not really a Mech Heart. It's just a bunch of, hearts accidentally stacked on top of each other. But like, yeah.
Accidental Mech Heart. Oh no. Yeah, and I mean, it works out for Cove. Extended SDPC once again, no stall this time. M8 sends the attack first, and is now sitting on top of a sizable surge lead. Breaks it 28 spike, but that's a lot of clean on Cove's board. Cove is not able to do anything with it though, and
yeah, Black Hole gets away with it.
Gets away with it. Incredible. But it's now Cove has access to clean, and Black Hole is stuck cheese racing. That's not good. And Cove is indeed able to convert that game.
Yeah, once again, too much cheese for M8 to handle. And yeah, Cove's gonna take the match.
Cove saying no throw today, and I mean, sadly for Cove, he will be forced to play another match. I think the skin was holding me back, said Cove. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Well, Cove, if your skin is holding you back, you can always use Neuralink to think your pieces. That way you're not limited by your skin. But then again, you could
misthink.
You could misthink, yes. You could spontaneously create misdrops out of thin air. Okay, and our next
so Covehoden moves on, sees PCO in their next game, and yeah.
Yep. Sabolch and Ashibara. Sabolch asking for a warm-up. Interesting. And we will have a warm-up. Sabolch is he's also very comfortable in the circuit. He should get an invite at the end of this month. And if he's able to perform well this tournament, then he'll have more chances to have it. It's currently ranked 31, so he could be overtaken. But he'll do his best to make that not happen.
Ooh,
Although
such
Ashibara-
a... Okay, such a fancy sequence from Ashibara. Unfortunately forces to break it. And now Zabolt is the one applying pressure.
Yep.
Not gonna
I mean-
find much though, and now I don't want to say neutral position again because it might just change in 5 seconds again.
We might commentator curse it out of existence. Well, you're right. I mean, it's not a neutral position anymore. Ashibara, nice surge lead. Oh, Sabolch is having some issues at the top.
Insane sequence from Ashibara. Still can't get the kill though.
Yeah, that's a 36 spike that doesn't kill. Oh, and Sabolch hesitating a lot, pushed that all the way to the top, and there is no surviving that. Warm-up goes to Ashibara. And it's interesting to see, I mean, Ashibara was a whole lot more efficient that round. The difference in APM was over 50. Is that a sign for the match to come? Maybe. Depends on what Sabolch has to say about it. Both players, golf to both players, and may the best stacker win. Ashibara against Sabolch. Two players that are actually very closely ranked in Tetra League. Sabolch is ranked 76 and Ashibara 83. So we can expect to see a very close match between the two players.
Absolutely.
Yep. And
Oh,
Ashibara sitting on top of a
Ashibara.
huge attacking well. And a
It's not gonna do anything though.
No, he's not able to find a combo. And that means that Sabolch will get a sizable advantage. 1 point. 10 more to go. And both players seem to be very proficient in terms of alt spin. And also playing very mindful. They're both very mindful of how they send garbage, timing everything, making sure to not give their opponents unintended advantages. Oh, Sabolch barely not able to get the multiplier, and Ashibara is barely surviving. Little
Finds
combo
well
down
again.
stack. But has some cheese to dig through. Sabolch also has some cheese to dig through. Both players managed to access their clear. 29 spike for Sabolch, and that's no surviving for Ashibara.
Oh, where did that multiplier even come from though?
Vanished into existence. SDPC sprint from Ashibara. Sabolch going for some ultimates, not able to get a surge. That's a lot of pressure from Ashibara, but Ashibara misdrops the TPs. Converts it into a double T-spin setup. That's very nice. Sabolch is having a little bit of an issue at the top. No, never mind.
Yeah, they could have
Now both
been.
players. Yeah, they could have both died there, but both managed to make it out. And oh no, Ashibara, some rough misdrops, but fixes it very quickly, very efficiently. It's now as a clean well, and is ready to also send some attacks. Sabolch, 11 surge, building it up slowly but surely. breaks it 21 spike, but Ashibara has a nice wall to counter with. So nothing will be done with that surge advantage. Sabolch, a little bit of an interesting stacking decision. That eyepiece was not where you want to, and then there's no surviving for Sabolch. And I mean, this game is a very stark contrast between the last match. Last match, both players were playing very fast, very explosively, and in matches were very short. But those matches here are last way longer, because also on the one hand, both players are playing way slower, but they're also sending way more cheese. Now I say that the matches last longer, and this is and then we have an opener misdrop. Extended SDPC from Ashibara. Sabolch with some all spins. Ashibara is sending up some pressure, clean pressure. Sabolch is trying to accept as much as possible. But the surge lead belongs to Ashibara. It's a nice attack, lines it up, sends the attack. Not able to find a multiplier out of that combo though. And he won't be able to do anything more with his advantage state. Sabolch is now the one. No, it's pretty neutral. Oh, but an eye misdrop for Sabolch. A very close one.
Okay, still finds the
Ashibara.
defense. Yeah, but now Sabolch is the one in trouble. Not really in trouble. Consider, okay, yeah, they're pretty low on their board. Okay, and
Yep,
now
and-
Ashibara is the one in trouble.
Yep, has some cheese to dig through. But
Gets away with it though. Again.
yeah, given how proficient they are at handling cheese, as we've seen in previous rounds, that should be no issue. No problem. Fractal for Ashibara. Sabolch tanks it. Breaks the surge and misdrops the OPs. That's not good. And Ashibara capitalizes. Immediately breaks the surge. No surviving here. And a 3-2 lead for Ashibara. Managed to turn things around, but it's still in the early game, so anything can still happen. Sabolch going for a 19 spike, but it doesn't do much, and now he's in a bad spot. Ashibara is building up that
interesting.
surge.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yep. As you
Okay,
said,
yeah.
interesting stacking from Sabolch.
A lot of waiting for Sabolch there. I'm not sure what for. So, or again, they could have been just hesitating, which is also
Yeah.
bad. Okay,
Were
they're
they
not
hesitating?
hesitating here though. Takes another
No,
point.
Does not let Ashibara run away with the lead. I mean, oh, interesting. Misdrop from Ashibara will slow them down. Sabolch is waiting and timing. Now it's a waiting game. Ashibara breaks first.
Finds the multiplier, but yeah, it's still survivable.
Barely,
Yeah, now-
barely.
Yeah, Sabolch's forced to skim to wait for the eye. Okay, well, still a lot of pressure coming from Ashibara here.
Yep. Ashibara has sent all of his ammunition. So both players will leave that exchange unscathed. Sabolch has maybe some cheese on his board, but that should not be too much of an issue, except if he's hesitating too much like in previous rounds. Ashibara on the other side is building up that surge as a central. Some all spins. That's a 15 surge, forced to break it soon though, and breaks it nice 29 spike. And
Oh,
Sabolch,
survival? Incredible.
incredible survival from Sabolch, showing his defensive play. Excellent defense. but he's not out of the woods just yet. Ashibara is building up another surge, breaks it 24 spike, and that's the
Yeah,
straw
this
that
one will
breaks
do
the
it.
camel's back. Sabolch has used up all of his extra lives, not able to cheat death a second time. Defended from Ashibara. Sabolch times his attacks, accepts a lot of clean. But Ashibara sees that and sends some cheese, so now Sabolch is not able to do anything with that surge that he popped a while ago. Both players kind of cheesed up. Oh, and that's a self-destruct from Ashibara. The hold there killed him. Very unfortunate. That
Yeah,
will allow...
being pushed that high, there wasn't much room for Ashibara's pieces, so just unfortunate round.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate round. And
Okay,
yeah,
converts
Sabolch
the misdrop into a pretty good surge here from Ashibara.
and has a nice well to attack with, releases it 35 spike, does not get the multiplier, but a 38 spike will be enough.
Oh, but Zabox might have had a survival there. They just needed to skim with Z and then quad with eyepiece, but no, misdrops the Z. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sabolch is now trying to play fast in the opener. Very interesting. But Ashibara is... has a little bit of an issue. Not able to access the eyepiece in time, and Sabolch takes that win with a stride round. And with stride, I mean 3.3 PBS. I mean, both players are playing very slow. They're playing both very efficiently and slow. That's fun to see. Nice multiplier for Sabolch.
Misdrops the...
But Sabolch is not in a position to capitalize. Misdrop the O piece. That's... could be bad. Oh, has a nice spin. Spin to win. And... oh, has to bail out on the T-spin. Interesting situation. Shibara has some nice attacking potential, and Sabolch was forced to use the eyepiece in the down stack, and did not have any eyepiece to defend himself with. 7th point for Ashibara. Approaching, slowly but surely approaching those 11 points. Oh, and Sabolch pushed to the top, and Ashibara with an immediate punish. 200 APM opening round. Impressive stuff, and extends his lead up to 3 points. Sabolch really needs to fix his misdrops. Another misdrop in the opening round that might cost him another round, and that's another round. 3 in a row for Ashibara, as he's only 2 away from advancing. Sabolch is now being pushed with his back against the wall. Nice. But the hesitations, they're not kind. And Ashibara has the advantage out of the opener once again. Sets up for a donated T-spin triple.
Such
Incredible
a
from
insane
Ashibara.
continuation, yeah.
Yeah, but how was he able to see that? And another cool... and a T-spin triple tower on top!
Triple?
Ashibara is going crazy. Raise it 50
50.
spike from Ashibara!
Insane
Put him on
stuff.
match point.
Yeah. Alright.
We went from, oh, that's a cool all-spin continuation from Ashibara to, oh, that's another cool all-spin continuation from Ashibara. And then T-spin triple tower into a 50 spike. I mean, what can you do? Sabol's trying his best to playing against. Oh, but an unfortunate misdrop of the IP of the LPs. Bolt is
Yeah,
in the
this is a
game, but
really bad position for Zabolt here.
yeah.
Okay,
And
still
Ashibara is
surviving though.
speeding up. Ashibara is speeding up to tries to get the kill. Sabol's his tournament life is on the line.
Oh,
Times his
tanked it?
attacks to have some little bit more attacks to work with against the surge deficit. But Ashibara is building higher and higher. First breaks it, 18 spike. And those might be Sabol's last moments. And the L misdrop, or was it? I don't think it was a misdrop, but in any case, Sabolch is not able to get out of that one, and Ashibara will advance to losers round 5. Very well played.
Well played
I'm
from
quickly going.
both players, indeed.
Oh, yeah, indeed. I'm going to get some water very quickly.
Okay, so that means we'll see Ashibara again in the next losers round against Limit, but yeah, which will be 2 matches from now. But yeah, the next match will be PCO against Scaffolded. It seems from stats that PCO is able to squeeze out more efficiency compared to Cub here. But well, we know what Cub Holden's capable of. So it could still be anyone's game here.
Okay, I'm back with some water. Oh, Sketch Purple and Cove Holden having some beef in the Tetrio room whilst waiting on Gacha to show up.
Because she is
Go.
wrong.
Yeah, we'll see about that. In any case, PCO has showed up. Now will we
I
have
honestly wish I can be at the Manila Live, like to see this, like just to see this, like, but in person.
That would be very funny. Sadly for me, it's a bit too far away.
Not same, yeah. Well. Okay, well, again, despite all beliefs, contrary to all belief, well, we're seeing a warm up. So. Okay. Oh, stick spin this time from Cove, actually.
What a stride. 3.7 DPS. DT Cannon. Whoa. And PCO sends a big spike, but Cove just survives. But that surge use was maybe suboptimal, and he lets PCO escape that situation and has some misdrops. Not good, not good. Ooh. Interesting. Cove is greeting for some T-spins, and it might be working out. In any case, both players are back in a safe position. Cove's now sending
Finds
some
the
cheese.
S-spin triple. Nice.
Yep. Doing some duo reviving task during the match. Oh, and
four.
PCO
Center
4 wide?
Nope, not gonna work. Didn't
No.
even get to clearing the combo.
Denied.
Alright,
No
nice
4
warm-up.
wide for you. So, after an eventful warm-up, I think we'll now be ready to jump into our match.
Oh, we actually have a long command. Okay, well, alright, well, nice. Alright, but yeah, go play the, what's it? Go to the Manila LAN if you can, everyone.
Yep. Information in the Hummingbird Nest Discord. You need everyone to go there.
Oh, DT, damn. So high up on the board too.
Going for the style points and a nice combo down stack. 27 has put some cheese on Cove's board, but Cove is thriving and surviving.
Okay, but Cove sends cheese of their own through another search. Yeah. PCO's just gonna be pretty unfazed though. Yeah. We'll continue this surge building. Yeah.
Yeah. Both players are playing in a very ambitious way.
Oh,
Going for a
misdrops the
T-spin.
T-spin though. This might
Oh, but
smell
Cove-
trouble for.
Oh,
okay.
and
Yeah, decides
Wow.
to just give up there.
I mean,
That's
those-
just okay.
yeah.
Unfortunate misdrops after misdrops. Might have been just too
Yeah.
early for PCL to give up there, but well,
Yeah.
they have to did it anyway, and yeah, another deadly mistake will put Cup Holden to a 2-point lead here.
Yep. PCO definitely seems to be shaken up a bit by that first round mistake. Cove now timing for an attack. There's a big well, but PCO able to survive it barely, but is pushed very high up, so Cove has an opportunity to get the kill. Oh, but expert survival from PCO. Cove is building up some surge, but PCO is now at the bottom of the board and has some pressure to send. Interesting stacking decision. Break surge. Both players break surge, and after this eventful exchange, we're back at the neutral situation again.
Not so much. Yeah, PCL has a few lines of cheese to power through. Okay, they did it pretty quickly though.
Yep.
Yeah, back to the search building game again.
Yep.
Cup
and-
Holden will be the first one to do so.
Oh, and
Tries to PCL tries to go for fractal on top of the spike here, but unfortunately, 7 back was like, nope, you get these 2 T's late.
yeah, the Tetrio gods are not in PCO's favor.
We love to see it.
Oh,
Okay,
and mini
mini
4 white.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Some modern art on Cove's board. Also, always very nice to see. But
28 spike,
50.
but Cup Holden finds the defense.
Yep. And surviving that attack without any issues whatsoever.
Okay, but
Oh,
they're again in danger. Yeah, against PCL's search building.
yeah. But manages to access the well just in time. But PCO still has a very scary surge to work with. Question is, will he be able to make use of it? And if he tries to break the surge, that's a 14 spike. Sends a follow-up attack, but Cove is... Oof! Cove greeting at the top for that 26 spike. And... Ooh.
The tables turned.
Yeah.
In the span of like 5 seconds too. Damn.
Yeah, that's like... Yeah, within the span of a few seconds, PCO's advantage was gone, and yeah, Cove sent the big 26 spike to counter, but now Cove has in a dangerous situation, misdrops the Z piece, and that's PCO's first point.
Yeah, it took Cuff too long to set up for that cut copy.
Yep. And yeah, you cannot take too much time in Tetrio. Both players
Misdrops the S though, and yeah, that puts PCO ahead in Surge. Now breaks it though.
Yeah, but PCO has some cheese on his board, so has to dig through that. And Cove is now allowed to build up a Surge, but that's an interesting STSD. Loading T-spin. But PCO is definitely not in any danger whatsoever.
Yeah, no continuation after the Surge break for Cove here.
Yep. And it's actually
And
PCO who is now taking the point. I mean, Cove didn't even make a big mistake. It was like just a bunch of smaller mistakes that cost him that round, and starting it off with a T misdrop is not good. Not good, not good.
PCO opted for canceling here instead of tanking. Yeah, that might be more beneficial for Surge building.
Probably, because now he's... Oh, yeah, but
okay,
he's
but
not
yeah,
able to
forces Cuff Holden forces a Surge break from PCO here, and yeah, neither has the sizable advantage here. Yeah,
Nice
good
little-
sequence from PCO.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cuff Holden once again finds the out. Yeah, a
Yeah.
few misdrops from PCO will give Cuff breathing room here. Might
Yeah,
and even the
and-
point.
Yeah, PCO seems to be able to survive that. But maybe not for long. Sets up for it. And oh, Cove breaks the Surge, and that's... And oh, PCO messes up the spin. Oh, 5th point for Cove. Situation is quite dire for PCO. Who was not really able to found a reliable win condition. Cove is definitely not making things easy for PCO. Oh, PCO has a nice well to attack with. But ooh, a nice 28 spike will prevent PCO from sending anything. Ambitious STSD from PCO, not able to do very much with it, as Cove is just totally unfazed. Both players stacking rather high up.
Yeah, that STSD was not it. Yeah, they tried to go for this STSD, but no T in Q. Yeah, and that just spells trouble.
That just spells some T-spin trouble. And a 3rd point for PCO.
Oh, such
but
quick.
now it's PC. Now it's PCO's time to misread the Q.
Yeah, they were in a bad position to just tank garbage there.
Cove stays 3 points ahead, has some rough stacking on his board. PCO is waiting to time some attack. That was maybe not the play. Sends a huge, breaks it 37 spike. But Cove is able to survive that. PCO should have sent that Surge way earlier. And now, a lot of hesitation are going to not really put him in a difficult situation. Cove had some misdrops, so was not able to capitalize, but it's such a missed opportunity by PCO. Another 18 spike is sent, and another
Okay.
18 spike is.
Yeah, both are
Damn.
at the bottom of their board now, trying to find pressure of their own here. But yeah, not PCO here. They are. Okay, never mind. They got back down pretty quickly too.
But it feels like PCO is in a constant cycle of down stacking.
Oh, sets up for a fractal.
Oh, mini 4 white from Cove, but it does not really work. Oh, PCO sending an attack. Interesting, interesting. And now both players are pretty safe. Cove breaks the surge first, puts some cheese on PCO's board. PCO
Yeah,
continues to build up
PCO's
that
getting
surge.
greedy with the search once again. Breaks it. Again, it doesn't really do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the speed advantage is really helping Cove out because I mean, PCO is playing at between 2.5 and 3, but Cove is playing almost a PPS faster. So, and that makes things very difficult for PCO to play against.
Yeah, Cub was caught in a pretty bad position, but fixes their mistakes rather quickly.
Cove sends some
Right.
clean garbage. This might be an opportunity for PCO. Cove does not have the best second will. PCO times it, tries to accept some more, misdrops, is not able to. Oh, and that ambitious T-spin did not work out. Greed and misdrops are a deadly combo. And PCO had to find that out the hard way. Cove looks for the multiplier downstack, does not find it, one piece off. Cove also looking for the multiplier downstack, also doesn't find it. Double-digit spikes exchanged simultaneously, but it will be PCO who is receiving the cheese.
Yeah, so much cheese here. Oh, that's not a spin though. Okay, they still get out though. And now we're in a pretty neutral position. Once again, both are just trying to find some sort of surge or pressure. It will be Cove who finds surge first. Immediately breaks it though.
Yeah, but PCO immediately misdropped the O piece, so is not able to do anything with that advantage state, hesitating way too much, trying to look for the spin, but there is no spin in time. 8th point for Cove, 3 away from advancing.
Yeah, they sets up for an S spin and then T spin, but no S in Q, which is just bad. Oh, and yeah, okay. This is quick round.
It's a tragedy on the scene in the crucial final rounds of this match. PCO starts misdropping a little bit too much. Cove is striding as fast as possible, 4.5 PPS, trying to close out that match, and he's able to. 4.7 PPS opener round will hand him a 10th point.
Yeah, thus far, these individual rounds are... I don't think they're not that far. Like... Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Okay, but
They
a
look-
bunch of mistakes from Cub Holden here? Yeah, nah. That might be
There's
too
still
much.
there's still some life in PCO. But I mean, yeah, what you said is absolutely right. I mean, the rounds look very close, but it's always Cove who manages to win the round. So yeah, maybe the score doesn't tell the full story, but the score is the deciding factor in the end.
PCO has this massive well for them, though.
Yeah, that might be a chance. 34 spike catches Cove off guard, but Cove
Oh, not
finds
quite,
the
though.
resources
Cove
to
finds the
defend.
survival.
And pushed higher and higher, and PCO second round win Now 5 points. There's
PCO
still
actually
some
finds
lives left.
yeah, PCO actually finds so much pressure in the meantime. Like I thought
It
they
looks like,
used up all the pressure, but nah.
I mean, that's the advantage of Allspin. You can build up a surge so fast. And now we might look at another win for PCO.
Oh, not quite though.
Co- Not
It's
quite. Cove is
finding the
not making
survival.
things easy. Yeah, Cove is not making things easy.
A lot of cheese for PCL to deal with here. Yeah, gets to the well.
Gets to duel, that's always good. Cove, both players in similar situations. With,
Okay. Yeah, they're opting for skims here. Not really building up any surge. Well, okay,
Oh,
now
but
Cove building up surge now.
yeah, Cove building up surge breaks it immediately. Sends another batch of cheese over to PCO's board.
I'm
Not
not
that much.
sure if that break was intentional or not.
It might be, it might not be. Now, PCO has a decent advantage state. Has a little bit of a surge and then a well. PCO is now trying to build up some attacks. So he will need some clear garbage from Cove. Breaks it. And Cove now breaks the 10 surge into a spike. And pushes PCO all the way to the top. And PCO, there's no survival for PCO. And Cove will take the round with a dominant 11-5.
Yeah, that last tank was honestly a pretty big brain play there. Yeah, it forces PCL to just receive that surge in full, and that was what sealed the deal.
Yep, and that's well. Ultimately, it's those plays that differentiate the competitors, and Cove was able to prove that today. That despite being rather close in rank, Cove still was the better player. Okay. Now onto Ashibara against Limit. Definitely an interesting match coming up. Again, both players are ranked in the lower part of the top 70, but they've both proven to be fierce competitors. But first, a warm-up. Limit again with his unusual opening. Hopes to strike first in the opener game. Manages to 18 spike and some cheese onto Ashibara's board. But Ashibara is able to handle it and able to send it all back in the form of cheese, of course, to take that warm up.
Limit was caught off guard.
Yep.
Yeah, too much pieces just blocking over their garbage. So yeah, it was pretty fast warm up as well.
Yep. Oh. Sketched, dropped the phone in the pasta. Out of amazement for this round. Okay, and the match is started. Limit against Ashibara. A relatively calm opener game, I mean, for Tetria standards, but Limit finds an attack and puts Ashibara out of business. A quick round for Limit.
Okay, some T-spin singles to start the game from Limit here.
Yep. Oh, and a misdrop. That's not good. Ashibara goes
Another
for the
misdrop,
spike.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Limit
that's gonna
tried
be
to-
deadly for Limit.
Yep. Limit tried to spin, he couldn't do. Limit's tanking
that's-
2 sets of garbage.
Yeah, well, also spawns favorably for Limit here. Yeah, but Ashibara finds the defense nicely.
But Limit is not done. Has a nice 20. Ooh, 25 spike to continue. The pressure.
Misdrops though. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's gonna let Ashibara gets away.
Yeah, that was an opportunity for Limit, but it wasn't able to take full advantage of it. Limit is really pushing his speed to his speed advantage. 3.8 PPS for almost a minute. That's quite fast play. And, I mean, it looks to work out most of the time, as he's able to build up a surge once again. Breaks it 21 spike.
Limit,
Ashibara
yeah.
is- Yeah, Limit is doing his best and seems to be working out. Ashibara is almost always on the back foot, almost always has to defend. And I mean, Limit's philosophies, I think, will send enough lines and eventually he'll top out. But you cannot make too many misdrops for that, as sending a lot of garbage is also a double-edged sword. But he'll be able to execute the strategy successfully and win a second round.
Yeah, so the
Quite a
entire
long-
time, Ashibara just had too much cheese, like just a lot of cheese to deal with, and yeah, usually that cannot be good. If you're just spending that much time cheese racing.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, and a quick round for Limit.
Yeah,
A lot of bad
Ashibara has
misdrops.
this. Ashibara has this triple fractal, which would have been nice to see, but just unfortunate misdrop.
Oh, and
Another-
another quick round. Oh, that's the PC garbage burst, and that's 4 rounds in less than 5 minutes. This game went from equal but a little bit of an advantage for Limit to
Okay, this time though,
a 3-point
it's
lead. and-
Limit with the misdrops. Wait, sir, is still surviving? Nah, this is the back. No, never mind.
Oh, but Limit survived,
wait.
and Ashibara has a lot of misdrops.
Okay, well, I'm not sure if I should call that commentator's curse, because well, I was like, kinda was hoping for something bad, but something good happened otherwise. Commentator's bless.
Commentators bless.
Yeah,
It's
we
too
need more
powerful.
commentators bless here. Yeah, we need yeah. Okay,
Only
well,
at Hummingbird Nest. Commentators bless. Ooh, nice little spike for Limit. He takes that commentator's bless to its fullest and strides. 200 APM pressure from Limit will be enough to topple over Ashibara. I think Ashibara really has... I don't know, it's maybe some mental issue. I don't know, because they've dropped a lot of rounds very quickly. Oh, but this one is not survivable for Limit. Second point for Ashibara. Interesting. Both players seem to be troubled by misdrops. Oh, Limit accepting quick 25 down spike, but this time Ashibara is ready for the opener spike and is able to survive it. Small down stack, tries to send some cheese to Limit. Will work. It works decently well, but Limit send some cheese back. And now no player
Not
has an
a-
advantage.
Yeah, not a lot of the cheese made it to Ashibara, and now it's a pretty neutral. Nah, I said neutral, but it kind of changes in like 5. Limit is in trouble. Back here. Yeah, gets to clean and is now sending a lot of pressure here. But Ashibara's very low on their board.
Yep.
Well, I say that, and then they make a mistake, and yeah.
Commentator's curse.
All right, we're back with the commentator's curse special.
Yeah. Oh no. Ashibara has some interesting all spins to get all the juice out of his MS2. Seems to be working quite well.
Yeah, still
Then
holding
surge
off
and,
the surge. Breaks it.
Breaks it.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Limit is pretty unfazed here, though. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that was some very good work from Ashibara, and Limit just said, no. Oh, but those misdrops, those are definitely hurting Limit. But finds
the survival still.
And now looks comfortable in his advantage state as he gets an 8th win in a row. Limit does really have 9 lives. I mean, he survived so many dangerous situations. And yeah. Oh, but now Limit is waiting / timing. Hard to tell. In any case, it's Ashibara who now has a comfortable situation. Sends some cheese over to Limit, but Limit is just digs through it all immediately. All the cheese that Ashibara sent was sent immediately back. Oh, and both players were fairly high up on the board. Ashibara sitting on top of a small surge, tries to keep it, will manage it.
Oh, really nice donation.
Yeah, nice donation to get some extra attacks to be able to keep the surge. Oh, and that's a 17-18.
Might be too greedy for this one, though. Okay, breaks it finally.
39-45 spike, and it tops out. Finally,
Limit has
a big
surge
spike.
of their Limit has surge of their own there, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, but I mean, not many things are enough against a 45 spike. That
True.
That was really a very good round from Ashibara. Used all spins to keep the back-to-back through the cheese. Set up a big attack and then broke the surge into a big combo to send a lot of cheese over to Limit. A textbook win. Yes. Well, looking to repeat that again. Tries to build up a surge. DT Cannon from Ashibara going for the style points. And well, it kind of pays off. 21 spike, and Limit has a bad misdrop, but cheats death once again. Finding some great survivals, bursting to get those pieces over, and now he has the advantage state. Crazy how fast it switched. Now big well for Limit, 27 spike, and didn't even need to break the surge.
That was so much pressure coming from Limit.
Yeah, and it was just submerged Ashibara in a sea of attack. And oh, but this one might not be livable.
Such a well executed combo there. Like all it sent
absolutely.
was cheese, but there was no clean in that combo. But yeah, it was just enough.
Yeah, and it was also timed so well because I mean, Limit was 1 or 2 pieces away, so if Ashibara had sent it just a little bit later, Limit probably would have survived that, but it was very well timed, just in the nick of time, to win another round.
Oh, Ashibara tries to find the multiplier. Couldn't find it.
When Limit is not in the best situation, greeds a little bit too much. And yeah, Ashibara gets another round win.
Ashibara
Definitely has.
Yeah, they seem to have found their momentum going forward here.
Yeah, seem to have figured something out. At the dawn of this match, Ashibara has found a game plan. Oh, but pushed very high to the top. Nice combo, but Ashibara had a combo to defend, but Limit just powered through with these attacks.
And it's match point for Limit.
10-5, the same scoreline as the previous match. So, will Ashibara be able to? Oh, goes for a very ambitious T-spin triple. Ashibara on match point goes for a C-spin on the top of his board, and it might not pay off. The surge is
gets away with it.
He
still.
gets away. Incredible. That C-spin was so greedy, and it really looked like Ashibara had no way out, but found one. Limit is striding very fast to try to close this round. Ashibara some nice all spins in a combo. Tries to send cheese over to Limit, but it does not work out. No surge building from both players, and a team is dropped. And that will be it.
Right after Limit sent the big multiplier, yeah, that was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, very poorly timed misdrop. It was just like Ashibara misdropped the T, and immediately there was the multiplier. Well played to both players. Limit will move on. Ashibara will be eliminated. And we now have our winner's final matchup. Torawo against Summer J. Definitely the highlight of this tournament.
Yeah, so that's our top 4.
Yep. And this is actually the second time. It's not the first time they played against each other in Radiant. 2 weeks ago, they faced each other in the grand finals of Radiant 139, and Torawo was able to win that one. Quite an upset. So let's see if he's able to repeat that performance, or will Summer be able to prove that as the high ranked player he should be deserving that win. First point for Summer. Some too ambitious play from Torawo will cost him the first round. Summer timing, waiting for the attack. Torawo goes for the all clear.
Yeah, but this is a pretty bad first well for Summer here. Oh no, still gets out of it. 35 spot.
And 35 spike and a big 35 spike and the surge out of that well. Very well played from Summer. Releases.
Yeah, decides to break it to keep their board clean.
Understandable. Limit did the opposite, try to continue the attack even though he had a bad board, and might come back to bite him as Summer is building up an attack. Yeah, and Torawo not able to find an out.
Yeah, such a well executed sequence too from Summer.
Yep, the right attack at the right time. And it's interesting to see how both players had a similar situation where they had the choice between greeding for extra attack or going for a safe board. And where Summer took the safer option, Torawo took the unsafe option and got punished by Summer with his nice attack. It's interesting to see how both players have different game plans. Torao is more of an ambitious player, and Summer maybe little bit more conservative in his play. And yeah,
Yeah, because there's this trade-off when you think about it. If you can build up a big surge, right? Even if your board is bad, if you can break that surge, you can get the kill potentially. But then
Yeah.
it puts you in a bad spot unnecessarily sometimes. So yeah, you gotta consider the trade-off here.
Yeah, that's indeed a trade-off. Explosiveness for consistency. And it looks like this time the trade-off didn't pay off. Rao gets his first point. But yeah, that's indeed... I mean, if you can get the kill with the surge release, that's very good. But if you don't, then... and you're then after that in a bad board state, then you're in trouble. And then you're very vulnerable. Oh, but right now...
Yeah,
Greedy
Summer's
foot,
being put
that's-
on the back foot here.
Yeah. Very nice donations from Torao. Oh, but misdrops. Very unfortunate. Forced to break the surge. And now...
Yeah,
he's good in it.
Toro forced to forfeit their advantage there.
Yeah, very important. But finds some attack out of it. But Summer has a big well to attack with and a surge. Releases a 24 spike. Torao barely gets the piece over and survives that spike. Oh, retaliates with his own 15 spike. Very interesting. And Summer has a lot of cheese on his board, so that's not a good situation. Torao has a lot of clean, accesses it, but Summer, very good defense, gets through that small batch of cheese to access the clean garbage to be able to defend himself with it. And now, that trade-off we talked about earlier, it's looking a bit like it might come back. Torao tried to greed for an attack, but instead he got misdrops and a bad board state, and the 23 spike punish might seal the round.
Finds the
Oh, no.
survival still.
Very nice survival from Torao, and immediately decides to greed again. And now he's at not the best board state again, but finds the multiplier. But Summer has another spike ready, but Torao survives it.
What are these insane survivals, dude?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
no, not this time,
this
though.
one. Absolute cinema round here. Both players just throwing big 20 spikes at each other and both surviving. But ultimately, it's Summer's consistency that allowed him to get an advantage. Torao again greeding for a quad at the top of the board, and
Yeah, almost had to pay for it.
yeah, almost had to pay for it. Luckily for him, Summer did not have an attack set ready, but now Summer is able to build up his surge. 9 deficit is not good. Torao decides to break his back-to-back chain in some skims. It has no chain, and that's an 18, 19, 20 with that Z-spin triple. And it's higher and higher. The doomsday clock is ticking, the time bump is released, and that's another win. Torao just couldn't do anything. When you have such a big spike, you can't really do a lot. Torao could have tried to build up a small surge, but when you have a 21 surge ready to release, then it's very hard to find any defensive resource. Nice C-spin triple from Torao. Keep back to back.
Such phenomenal continuation from both players. Yeah, both have access to clean really quickly. And keeping
Yeah.
back to back, yeah.
Ooh, and 50 spike from Summer.
Torao was caught in a bad position. Can't skim to defend.
Yeah. Oh, no. That was incredible. I mean, Torao was probably thinking, that he had some breathing room, and then boom, a 50 spike out of nowhere. Oh, Torabo bad spot once again, forced to make a lot of compromises in his stacking. Bursts through the cheese and barely able to access the clean, but he's not out of the woods yet. Summer has a 14, 15, 16 surge, and oh, Torabo manages to force the surge pop. Very well played from him. Very clean defense. Now he has a well to attack with. That eye finesse was looking very dangerous. Breaks it, 22, 28, 33 spike with pure back-to-back. That's a second point for Torabo.
I think Summer made a mistake there. They weren't supposed to put the LP there. But yeah.
It's a small mistake from Summer, and Torabo was able to capitalize very well. Interesting play from Torabo, but is forced again to break that surge. Plays a little bit too ambitiously. And now it's Summer again with an advantage. Greets. Interesting continuation, and it barely doesn't work out. Torabo has the ammo, has the defensive lines. Oh, but
this broke the eye.
misses. No.
Oh, unfortunate.
The one piece he wasn't supposed to misdrop. And he will drop another point to Summer.
Okay, but Summer is caught in a bad position now.
Yeah,
Torabo is the one with Surge.
Yeah, and Summer has no eyepiece. Oh, but he gets double eyepiece in the queue. That's very fortunate.
Yeah, gets out in time. Is now at the bottom of their board, trying to build Surge of their own, while Torabo standing on this, Surge advantage. Breaks it, and it gets them the kill.
Yeah. And 240 APM for more than half a minute. That's what you need to top out Summer. Quick back-to-back spike from Torabo. Having trouble speaking their names, but Summer able to live it without.
Big well for Torabo here, but Summer again finds the defense.
Summer finds the defense, but oh. I wanted to say Torabo has a good board to continue and has a surge, but he misdropped, so he does not have a good board and a good surge. So it's Summer's time, Summer's opportunity. Nice Eastern triple from Summer. Opens up the well, breaks the surge defensively though, and instead of sending cheese to Torabo, he will get some cheese. Oh, Torabo, a little bit of a misplay. Accidentally broke his surge. And now Summer breaks his own and tops out Torabo.
Yeah, such fast surge building from Summer. They managed to get surge up to 4 and with like 7 pieces or something. Breaks it in a short surge, and then it just some extra pressure would do it. Like that's, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, that's definitely very. Oh, and
yeah, they can't find the defense here.
Yep.
Yeah, they were forced to just burn the eye. The second eye wouldn't come in.
Yeah. Torabo keeping things afloat, preventing any more damage. Torabo has stopped the bleeding, but it's 4-7. Maybe 4-8 as Summer is not in the best spot, but Torabo does not have enough ammunition to force the top out. I think maybe that's a problem with this playstyle, because Torabo goes for a lot of pressure, and most of the time Summer is able to use the lines he sent to mitigate the rest of the spike. And yeah, Torobo seems to have a little bit some issues with finding kills maybe, although now has a very nice situation. Decides to go for what a floating T-spin, breaks it 19 spike, but Summer again, incredible defense. Turbo tries again with a big
That's
well.
a greedy
and
spin triple. Yeah, they took
Yeah.
too much time to like think about it.
yeah, that hesitation, and that was indeed not the best play from Summer. Oh, and
Immediate access to clean from Toro here. Yeah. What was that donation?
an interesting one, definitely. And it's
Okay,
able
well,
to
but-
grant him. Yeah. Oh. It's definitely helped Torogo get an advantage out of this 31 spike, but oh, again Summer lives it, and that misdrop was not very well timed, and another team is dropped.
Yeah, Summer was forced to just tank all of that surge break. Luckily, they get out of it.
Yeah, and Torogo had an unfortunate misdrop at the wrong time, which prevented him from sending more attacks. And you really cannot make such mistakes against such a strong player like Summer. I mean, he's ranked in the top 10 not without any reason. Now it's Torogo forced to downstack but does not find a continuation.
Yeah, Toro made mistakes right as Summer finds a big multiplier to top it off.
Yep, the multiplier was the cherry on top.
These triple-double openers have been... They've helped Toro a lot, as in they help them get access to clean garbage so quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, Surge exchange between the both. And yeah, it's a pretty neutral position here. Actually, Toro is sitting on an LSD stack.
Yeah,
But well, they're not Westel. Yeah, unfortunately, they're not Westel. So
unfortunately, they're not Westel.
Yeah, well, if it was Westel, we would have seen that 6 PPS. But yeah, NAF, like the 4 PPS of LST wouldn't be enough to kill Summer here.
Probably not. But Summer. Oh, 18 spike from Torobo, and Summer is pushed to the top, but again, no top out. Toro is scrambling to find more attacks, but it's not enough. And the badly timed S-miss drop will prevent him from sending more attacks. 5-9. Toro definitely had a little bit of a comeback the previous rounds, but Summer just took any hope from Toro. Rip managed to repair his lead.
Yeah, this is a really bad position for Toro. Finds a survival.
Oh, no, amazing drop.
Okay. That was painful to watch.
That was very
Summer
painful.
gets match point.
Summer gets match point. 10-5 again. Oh. Toro waiting a little bit, sending the attack. Oh, goes for a donated T-spin triple to win another round. Torabo is such an entertaining player to watch. That's so fun.
Misdrops are opener though. This might spell trouble.
This might cost him the round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, because Summer gets...
Oh, never mind! Survives that!
God. And turns the tables. Okay. Damn.
Wow,
Where did that even come from?
that came out of nowhere. Absolutely insane survival.
Yeah, Torvald
I-
didn't chooses to not take the PC there. Yeah, and okay,
Oh,
well, an onslaught from Summer will win them the round and yeah, the whole match here. Yeah.
yeah. And Summer moves to grand finals. Torobo is knocked into loser's bracket, and yeah, he might not have won the round, but he has definitely won our hearts with his very ambitious and creative plays.
Phenomenal performance from both players. We'll definitely see Torvald in winners, not winners, losers finals.
Yep. And now time for our third last match, I think. Yep, time for our third last match. Cove against Limit. Cove again asks for the warm-up. And gets it again.
Now we're just waiting for Sketch to, well, deny the warm-up again.
Yep. Limit. So this is the match for getting into the top three.
Yeah, winner of this faces Torwall in losers finals. Well, but not before a warm-up.
Not before warm-up and
Big
looked
multiplier.
like yeah, and Cove had some interesting plays which prevented him from breaking the surge defensively, and Limit had a nice down stack to stop him out.
We've been seeing more up, like quick warm-up rounds back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, some
maybe
5
the
for up
players-
stack from Cove. Yeah, breaks the surge. Doesn't really do anything though.
nah, Limit is just fine. Also had a surge to work with. But it's interesting to notice how the speed difference is. Cove is again closing on 3.6 PPS, whilst Limit is playing at a low 3. Interesting. Cove breaking the surge defensively, and both players now down stacking rather than up stacking. Limit gets to it first, despite playing a lot slower. Tanks some clean garbage, sends some cheese. This might be good if he is able to access some attacks. He's able to, and outplays Cove in that first round. Very solid game plan. We see some SDPC spin from Cove. Limit down stacking a bit. Forced to
Yeah, this is a
compromise the
bad
stack.
position for Limit.
Yep. And oh, he's still in this, but might not be for very long. Color clear will help with the cheese race. And oh, Cove had some misdrops preventing him from sending more attacks. And Limit will get out of the situation, and not only get out, will turn the tables and take a second point from Cove. Very good survival. Cove
Alright,
is
stick
again-
spin action. Yeah, more stick spin action from Cove.
More stick spin action from Cove, but it will be... No, it will be Cove who has indeed won the opener game. 17 surge.
Decides to break it instead of keeping up the surge. Oh, and
Yeah.
that might pay. Okay, it does indeed pay off.
Yep. The cheese. Yeah, and Cove really banked on the fact that he could send attacks faster than Limit could downstack, and that proved to be true.
Yeah, Cub once again opted for a skim to break surge for a cleaner board here. Okay.
Yeah.
Limit gets access to the clean, sends counter spikes, all that back.
Yeah, that good win from Limit. What a stride, around 3.8 PPS, and yeah, 2 points ahead. Good job, Limit. Cove is also looking for a point. A lot of pressure, and it's too much to handle. Closes that early lead.
Oh, misdrops PCO? Yeah, they still get out of it, but now they're put under some... No, I was about to say, what's it, disadvantage, but nah. Oh, well, this time it's a disadvantage still.
Yeah, Limits had some interesting opener choices, and Cove is just really good at building up his lead from the opener. Building up that surge that he obtained in the opener, and yeah, it's a bit of the same here. Cove has a comfortable stride situation where he can just attack and attack and attack, and it's Limit who's forced to defend. And
yeah, this is such a big well. Cove was able to capitalize on that gigantic 5-4 well and did that well. Limit was just left skimming cheese, and yeah, it didn't really help them defend.
Yeah. Then it was left behind in the dust, and is forced again to break his surge. He's again lost the opener battle. Cove a little bit of a combo to send some cheese onto Limit's board. Doesn't really work, but Limit has had some bad misdrops, but he's able to work with it and sends Cove all the way through the top. Now sends his own pressure, breaks his surge, but not able to survive that. Cove gets down whilst being pressured by Limit. Limit looked for the multiplier, didn't get one, and send his attack, and it will finally top out Cove.
Yeah, Cove was left in a pretty bad position. 9-0 well, but no eye in sight.
Yeah, that's the problem with the 9-0 well, it's very eye dependent. There aren't that many skin options, and Cove misdropped the opener. That's not good, but
Limit also misdrops.
Yeah. Oh, Limit and
miscounted the T-spin.
Oh, that's tragic. And
yeah,
what started out as a comfortable lead for Limit now has turned into an advantage for Cove.
It could still be anyone's game. We're not even halfway.
We're not even halfway.
But that T misdrop though.
Oh, but Cove had some very interesting stacking and misdropped the T.
Another T misdrop. Okay, no.
Closing the gap, closing the lead. Tied, it's even. And there are 6 more points to go.
Imp cross start for Limit.
Oh,
but misdrops the eye.
Opener misdrops really are a recurring theme for Limit. He has lost so many rounds because of them. Decides to take this opening a bit more slowly to not make a mistake. Cove sitting on top of an extended SDPC spin. Breaks the surge. But that was maybe not the best of plays. This Limit now has a comfortable situation. Sets up for an ambitious T-spin triple. Forced to break it. And yeah, Limit is playing way too ambitiously.
Yeah, the read doesn't quite pay off there. No, they'll pay for that greed.
They'll pay for the greed, yes. I think the thing is, Limit does not have the speed to support that greed. He's the slower player in this matchup, so he cannot make too many greedy options. Oh, and caught out of position. Dropping 2 quick points in succession. That cannot be good for Limit. Limit Cove extended SDPC once again. Limit deciding to tank a lot, but that opener game is not optimal. And oh, another misdrop. Limit really needs to get his misdrops under control. It really needs to reset his mental, as right now he's making mistake after mistake, and Cove is just punishing mercilessly.
Trying to
Another
find
extended-
a good continuation. Yeah, can't find it, forced to skim. Finds the survival still.
Yeah, barely finds the survival. And survived that 250 APM burst from Cove, but that
Oh yeah,
eye
but no,
misdrop,
misdrops the eye. Yeah, that cannot be
limit,
good.
limits.
It's already
So
match
many-
point for Cove Holden here. So yeah, Limit needs to pull together.
Limit needs to pull it together. He's with his back against the wall. It's do or die right now. And Limit playing very defensively. But Cove makes many misdrops. This might be Limit's time. And we finally have a round win for Limit. Now, will this be enough to bolster his morals, to turn things around?
5 points in a row. It's a tall order, but it's possible.
It's definitely possible, especially with those misdrops from Cove. We might be seeing another round. 4 misdrops in a row from Cove will seal that round. Now, at those crucial moments, now it seems to be Cove who is faltering. Another J misdrop. And Limit is bursting with all his might. 4 pieces per second stride. 27 spike, but Cove, oh, at the top, pulls off the fractal, and Limit misdrops and caught out of position. And that will be it for Limits. Eliminated at fourth place. But what a fight. What a fight.
Yeah, Limit definitely didn't go down without a fight there.
Yep. And he won 3 circuit points to improve his standings. So at least he got something out of it. Very well played to both players. And I think we're ready for our losers finals. Cove against Torawo. Definitely an interesting matchup. As both players are very ambitious in terms of playstyle. They like fast striding, big surge building. So we'll definitely see a very volatile match between these two titans. To see who has the right to face against Summer in the final match. Both players decide on a warm-up. So we'll have one more round before the match truly starts. Torawo on the left, Cove on the right. Both players start off with some PCO. Cove immediately into some 5-4 stacking. Torawo takes things a little bit more defensively. And it pays off. A Fin from Torawo. Is that a Fin to win? Torawo breaks the surge, but this is not in a good spot. Able to pull off the down stack. Very well played from him. And now it's a bit neutral. Both players high up on the board, but Cove has a lot of cheese on this board. Is forced to slow down, and Torawo is looking to punish. And those misdrops. An interesting warm-up. Both players were plagued by misdrops. Turabo finished with a 2.65 average and 150 APM. Both finished an entire PPS faster, but had less
I mean,
attacks. And
that's what misdrops are for. That's what warm-ups are for, kinda. You,
yeah,
yeah, you hope that you don't. All the misdrops are in the warm-up and not in the real game.
yeah, you channel the misdrops into the warm-up.
Oh, Torowo finds the survival. Yeah, and gets
Well,
away with it.
yeah. Well, it seems to have worked out. Turabo getting through that entire sequence without misdropping once, whilst Cove had some misdrops on his board. So the warm-up definitely worked out for Turabo. I mean, the warm-up can also be used to test a bit out how your opponent is going to play. It's a bit of can a little bit get a taste of their play style. Good copy for Turabo and building up that
Ambitious
surge.
follow-ups here. Oh, but misdrop the
Yeah.
O though. Yeah.
And oh yeah, follows it up with a nice spike.
Yeah, Cove Holden was just in a pretty bad board.
Yeah, he's throwing again. That is something he doesn't He doesn't.
Oh,
That
tank?
happens. Oh, ambitious play by Turabo, tanking, and that doesn't look like it did much, but at least it didn't give Cove an advantage. Oh, but a misdrop again. 18 stack from Turabo. There's some cheese on Turabo's board for the first time. No, for the second time in this match. Cove is sitting on top of a big well, stacking over the cheese. 27 spike. Very well executed, but Turabo.
They find the defense.
Yeah, it's incredible. Turabo showing their best defensive game, their best defensive capabilities. Opting this time for some more conservative options, and it seems to be doing wonders for their survivability. Although
DT
I say
cannon?
they go, yeah, and misdropping immediately. I say Turabo goes for some more conservative plays, then he does a DT cannon and misdrops. He's probably listening to the stream and saying, "Okay, now it's time to go for some ambitious plays." But hey, if it works out, it works out. Turabo has some interesting stacking. Sends the surge, and Cove has a misdrop able to get out of it. Very nice find. But is forced to work with a 9-0. Well, that's not the best situation to be in. But gets the surge. But it's a 10 surge advantage for Cove, 16 surge advantage for Turabo, excuse me. And yeah, but Cove has a good well to work with. And Turabo sent the surge, but it was entirely cancelled by Cove's attacks. Oh, but yeah, not
Cove was
able to
forced
survive that.
Yeah, they were forced to burn the eye there. So and couldn't just get to the gigantic 9-0 well. Okay,
Yeah.
misdrops the triple double.
Misdrops on both sides actually.
Turabo
Fixes.
still building up surge though.
Yeah, Turabo was the one who managed to keep it through the misdrops. Oh, but now has to
Another
break it
misdrop
because of...
Yeah. Because they misdropped.
Yep. But at least it's not costing them rounds. 28 spike. That's very nicely found. That he's been
Yeah, this
driven
time
into the surge pop. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sir. And this time around, though, Taro caught Cove Holden off guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those. Oh, but big misdrops from Cove. But, ooh. And neat survival. And the pieces work out beautifully in Cove's favor. And he's able to get out of it, but now he still has to deal with Torawa's cheese. Oh, never mind, it's all good. Cove has a good board to work with. Torawa also has a good board to work with. Both players sitting on no surge, but Cove has a little bit of cheese to dig through, which will prevent him from building up back-to-back, whilst Torawa is building a back-to-back and breaking it immediately to send as much cheese as possible onto Cove's board, but it's barely working out. Torawa has a lot of clean garbage to work with.
This is a bad board for Taro, though.
Yeah.
Cove Holden immediately finds a punish.
Yeah. Cove Holden found some nice pressure and capitalized at the right time. And yeah, Torawa made an accuracy, and that was enough for the Cove to win that round. Very well played. Now he's plagued with, again, misdrops. And
Gets out, though, but still in a lot of danger here.
yeah, Torawa has the surge lead once again, and this time he tries to not be caught off guard. Goes for some more conservative plays to keep his back-to-back, and it seems to be working out. 19-20, Cove is pushed to the top, and he didn't even need to break the surge. That was a very good round from Torawa. Over 1 APP. And he didn't send the surge. Very well played.
Opted for the combo instead.
Yeah, that might come back to bite him, as Cove has now a surge build up, sends it, gets some cheese. You know, in the end it didn't matter much. Cove has a big spike, a surge to work with, but he has some cheese to dig through. So it's not entirely sure he will be able to keep it. This is best though. Oh, but the team is top. Oh, but finds it into a nice combo and is able to get the win out of that.
I'm not even sure what killed Torwall there. Was it just greed?
I think it was a combination of multiple things. It was the cheese, a little bit of greeding, and Cove finding good attacks. Cove now also has a good will to work with. Toru caught off guard. Cove breaks the surge, and it's another point to Cove.
That's definitely not where you set up a T-spin. Or that also might have been a mishold. Like, they tried to place a T there.
Yeah.
Okay, but this time though, yeah, no, Cove Holden is the one making mistakes.
Yeah, as quick as they win the rounds, so quick they also lose them to misdrops. Now it's Torowo misdropping the opener. This might be an opportunity. Torowo is out, fixes the misdrops very quickly, and misdrops immediately afterwards. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, forced to skim to get out, but Cove forced to break, so can't really capitalize.
Yeah, Cove had some interesting stacking decisions that did not work out in his favor, but the garbage well is in his favor. Some small all spins to build up a surge, but Torowo also has one. Misdrops the SPs. And misdrops.
Yeah, Torowo misread the situation. They were forced to tank the full surge from Cove, and some extra pressure from Cove Sealed the deal. Oh, interesting TST overhang. Couldn't keep back-to-back from there. Okay, but
Yeah.
has this gigantic 7-2 well? But Torwal's the one with Surge? No, Torwal breaks Surge. Oh, but Cuff Holden misdrops. Yeah, those are not good mistakes to make.
No, especially in such a crucial match. This is the fight for second place. And the difference between first and second place in terms of qualifying points is rather big. I mean, it's a difference of 3 points, so... Actually, it does not matter that much, since both players are comfortably qualified. But
Another misdrop from Cuff, though.
that's not good. Gov worked so hard to get back into fighting position he fought so hard to close that lead, but now it's all crumbling, it's all falling apart in those crucial rounds.
Yeah, okay, this time around, Torwal caught in a pad position, forced to skim, and Cuff had all the pressure and send back.
Yeah, all the pressure in the world, and that was enough to close out that round. Both players starting the round, I wanted to say without any misdrops, but Cove decided to misdrop and immediately died. Yeah, that's when you're playing, when sending so much clean, it's not, misdrops are extra deadly in the opener phase. Oh, and Cove pushed to the top.
Yeah, they're forced to make some skims, some compromising skims here, but Torwal's search break didn't really do much.
Yeah, and Cove navigating through that cheese expertly, finding as much attack out of it as he can, setting up for the T-spin triple, but it's not needed. Cove scores a 6th point to close the lead. It's now down to 3.
Cuff can definitely bring this back.
Yeah. Will Cove bring this back? Well, not if you're Turawo, who does his best, but is not able to prevent the misdrops. That's a 7th point for Cove.
Yeah, look at this. Like, it was just a beautifully executed sequence, T-spin sequence.
Yeah, a very resourceful player, Cove is indeed, and trying to go for that kill, but it doesn't work. Now, Turawo has had the resources to deal with it, and now we're finally, after 3 rounds of opener misdrop, we're finally into a mid-game DT cannon from Cove, and a T-spin triple tower from Turawo. This is some absolutely incredible play. Big spikes are exchanged, but boards do not go up. In fact, they both go down. So
They
funny.
both trying to build Surge again.
Yeah. Turawo is the first one to break it and manages to catch Cove off guard. Cove was 1 Mino off the saving, but no. And now Turawo puts himself onto match point. He wants that rematch against Summer. Cove on the other end is fighting for tournament life. Fighting to be able to live one more round. Gets a good opportunity. Turawo is cheesed up. And that's another round for Cove. And this late into the set, Cove has managed to pull his mental together, to pull his game together, and is now fighting.
We need to do that for 3 more games, though.
Yeah, but anything is possible, and looks like it might be Cove closing the gap. He's now within striking distance of closing the lead.
Since that huge spike. Yeah, since that huge spike in such a good time too. Like Taro was completely defenseless there.
Yeah. Very well played, but now, oh, Cove has a big misdrop. or not a big one, but it might not be good. Fixes it immediately. Misdrops 2 pieces afterwards. Torabo has a big wall to attack with, and not able to get out of it. And it's a win for Torabo, but what a fight from Cove, bringing it all the way to 10-9 for misdropping and conceding the final round. Very well played from both players.
Yeah, such a close game too. And the score reflected that as well.
Yes. 2 players very close in skill. Ultimately, Torabo puts ahead. And now he's back. He faces Summer, the final boss of this tournament. Torabo is now fired up with the energy of the losers bracket. He just came off a close win. Now let's see if he can replicate that against Summer.
Torabo, however, needs 2 wins to for the tournament win.
That's true, because Torabo comes from the losers bracket. He needs to win 2 sets in a row against Summer to close out this tournament. Now, will that happen? Well, let's see. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, once again, we're just going straight into it. No warm-up.
No warm-up. Directly into the play. And both players already on fire. And Torabo strikes first with a good opener round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've seen a lot of these, hangs from Summer.
Yeah. Summer really likes to tank some of that garbage. But it does not work out this time, completely overwhelmed by Torabo. Oof.
Yeah, that left Torabo time to send a full board of garbage.
Yeah. Torabo sent, oh, you want to play the waiting game? Okay, I'll send so much you can't handle it. And yeah, that's a very good counter from Torabo.
Summer forced to make what's the word? Skims here. Yeah, so now they are left in a surge disadvantage.
Yeah. And Torabo opens up the well, sends the attack, 34 spike, completely overwhelming PWC Summer for a 3rd round win in a row.
Yeah, it was not the best board for Summer to be in.
Yeah. And Torabo seems to have fixed his misdrop issues. I haven't seen a single misdrop out of him for the past 2 rounds. And right as I say that, he misdrops 2 pieces in a row.
One special commentator's curse right up.
That's commentator's curse moment. But yeah, fixes it very well. But now it's Summer who, for the first time in this set, has the advantage. Then Surge.
Right. And this is such a good 7-2 well, a 2-7 well. I mean, whatever, but yeah.
Yeah. And oh, transition.
Immediately transitions into a good 6-3 well, breaks the Surge, but it actually does nothing. Such good defense.
Yeah, Torabo's defense was on the spot, and it's... I mean, Summer had an advantage, but not even half a minute later, and it's Torabo who has a 16 Surge, 17, 18, it's building up and up. And we might be looking at a 4th win in a row for Torabo.
Yeah, Summer's scrambling to find the defense here. Yeah, trying to build up Surge now.
Building up Surge as Torabo releases the 28 Surge, and it's an immediate spike, but Torabo has no follow-up. And Summer is able to live that. Extremely well played from Summer, and it's a little bit of that mistake from Torabo which he made in the previous set. He is a bit over-ambitious, and then was sitting with a Surge that he had to use defensively. And now it's Summer who is in the advantage state. Now he has a Surge to attack with. Now, has he learned from his past mistakes? Has he learned from Torabo's attempt? 24, 25. Torabo breaks the Surge defensively. 28 spike. Builds up 26 spike. And looks like it will be enough. Barely, barely. Torabo was a bit
Though-
unlucky with the garbage spawn.
Yeah, the garbage spawns unfavorably for Tarwal there. Had that like garbage well like, be in a different column, then yeah, they would have had to survive. I think.
Yep. Maybe. But that's...
Quick search break for Tarwal there, and that will do.
4th round, yeah. The stay in loser bracket really did wonders with Torabo. He's now playing an incredibly explosive game, and it's been really paying off. I mean, he's catching Summer off guard, and yeah, Summer is really struggling to find some answers against that play. Some misdrops on Toro will force him to break back-to-back. Releases it defensively. Summer put in a defensive situation, but able to access the well just in time as a TSD quad to respond with, and a big multiplier down stack sends a lot of clean on Turabo's board. Now Turabo was considering the TST tower, but luckily for them they didn't do it, because if they tried, they would not be alive to tell the tale. But now they have another Surge lead to attack with, another attempt, and hesitating a bit, breaks the Surge, 24 spike, and that's way too much. And Summer also misdrops the L piece. A 5th point for Summer. For Torabo, who has built himself a comfortable cushion. A 4-point lead is a big ask for any player, even for the best. And Torabo is looking to make that point advantage 5. Summer finds a very good defensive play. Both players pop surges. Garbage is exchanged, attacks are being sent, but both players are still alive. Torabo has the slightly better garbage, gets through it, nice 180 spin, puts Summer again on the defensive. And that I misdrop, ooh, what an hesitation from Summer, and it's another point for Torabo.
Yeah, such a good time for Tarwal to send off that surge right when Summer misdrops.
Yeah, and this cannot be good for Summer's moral. I mean, he has lost like the 5 last rounds in a row, and
Tarwal opted for the skims to multiplier this time. Yeah, they are getting surge anyway, so
that's a nice continuation from Torabo. But Summer also has a surge to defend with, but struggling with the Z spin, has to accept that first batch, and the garbage spawns unfavorable. So Torabo picks up the 7th point. Yeah. Yes. This is an entirely different story from the winners finals match. Torabo sends a big spike, but not in state to receive the counter. Summer gets a 2nd point on the board, stops the bleeding. But the situation has not changed. He's still at a deficit of 5 points.
There is still a lot of work to be done, indeed.
There's a lot of work to be done. And Summer misdrops the TPs at the top. That's not good. And that's an 8th point for Torabo, who storms ahead, looking for that reset, looking for that 2nd Radiant win, looking for those points. And Summer is really struggling to find some answers. Goes for some alt spin at the start. Torabo now in the 7-2, Summer in 6-3. Torabo breaks first, 29 spike. Summer is able to keep the back-to-back. This is an opportunity for Summer. But he misdrops the TPs. No! Summer misdrops again, and that's a 9th point for Torabo. 2 away from the resets.
They might have had the kill there if not for the misdrop. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate to watch. Summer is imploding like a house of cards. Nice down stack combo from Torabo. Put some cheese on Summer's board. Summer has some work to do digging through that cheese. Hesitating a bit, that could be fatal. And it might be no to Summer incredible defensive resources here. But he's still on a 10 back-to-back deficit. And that 28 spike might be too much. And survives it again. Incredible.
They're still not out of it though. Has Chiefs to deal with.
Oh, and they misdrop.
Misdropped
And a misdrop the LPs. Oh, gets this. Ah. And Torabo puts himself on match point.
They would have needed to upstack a bit more to fix all those, which they don't have time for that.
Yeah, and I feel like the queue also wasn't very favorable to Summer. That exchange. Now Torabo with that 32 spike looking for that bracket reset, but Summer is still alive. Showing why he deserves to be a top 10 player. Finds some very nice defensive resources. Sending some cheese, and Torabo had some misdrops. Now it's Torabo who is in trouble. Has a lot of cheese and a misdrop. This might be Summer's time to capitalize, but Summer does not find enough pressure. Builds up for a spike, but Torabo is already out of it. Summer has a sizable surge lead though. Now he's looking to extend that. Forced to pop it, 12 spike, put some clean garbage onto Torabo's board. That's not what you want. Finds a small multiplier, and that might be a bracket reset. But no, Summer still finds a defense. Summer defends, and yeah, Torabo for the first time is slowing a bit down. I mean, slowing down is a bit of an overstatement. Immediately sends a 17 spike. Summer is defending.
This big well should do it. Yeah,
Summer has a surge lead. It's rough, it's rough. Oh, but the misdrop, no! Summer! Okay, but the surge will protect him. He will get out of the situation. We're approaching the 2-minute barrier for this round. It's a grueling one. Summer is putting up such a good defense and is finding opportunities to attack. Both players building up surge. Torabo breaks first, has a T misdrop.
Oh, that's a bad eye misdrop.
It's a bad eye misdrop, but both players get out. Oh, but Summer is the one who finds the last attack. Torabo is the one who makes the last mistake, and Summer stays in this round, in this game for one more round. An incredible game from both players.
Needs 8 more rounds to top it off, though, in a row.
Yeah, that's a tall order. But he's doing his best. But Torabo sits on the top of a big attack. They both cancel surge.
Right? It's pretty neutral position now after that exchange. And now Torabo will be the first one to build surge first. Big 27 spike.
A big attack. And this might be a reset. No! Summer finds a defense. Torabo has a very bad board to work with. Misdrops the T-piece. And that's another point for Summer. Summer is coming back to life. He's finding
Summer
his game.
Is locking in.
Summer is locking in. Oh, but that 31 spike is catching Summer off guard. Has to be really careful with those attacks. And
oh, but finds
what a survival! Summer now sends some attacks into an LST mode. Gets a nice well to work with. Break surge. Builds up back to back. Torabo has some bad misdrops to the J piece, and that's another point for Summer. Summer is Torabo is still on match point, but Summer is definitely showing that he still is in this match. A little bit of a downstack combo from Torabo, and
It's
Summer
another
takes another point. 10-6. The momentum is shifting in Summer's favor.
Torowall's
As he picks up
faltering.
another point. Torowall's faltering, but Summer had some small hesitations. Manages to get out of the situation quite fine. And Torowall is way too ambitious with that play. 10-7.
That's a bad
Summer
aspect to go for. Torowall's not able to like make as good decisions as before.
No, maybe he's a bit overconfident. Maybe he thought maybe that the match was finished, but that overconfidence, that hubris, it's paying him. It's fighting back as Summer is making a little bit of a comeback. Torabo has the surge lead though. This might be his shot at winning, at the resetting. Summer has to accept all of the attacks, but able to live it. Ooh, scary spin from Summer, but turns the situation back around, and that's another point for Summer. 10-8.
Oh my god, that's been like 6 points in a row. Only 3 more.
Only it's 6 points in a row for Summer. It's a big comeback, but it's not decided yet. Torabo is still on match point. One mistake from Summer, one bad play, and it will be a reset.
They're not making that mistake though. Yeah, that mistake is not happening yet though, it seems. Yeah, this is such a big surge coming. Oh,
Bruce,
but Taro also has
big
a big
surge building.
surge. And
And-
that's
Summer caught off guard by that attack. And Torabo will get the bracket reset after what looked like an easy game for Torabo, and after what looked like a big comeback for Summer. Torabo manages to close the game after 6 straight wins from Summer, 7 straight wins. No, 6. Yeah, 6. And brings us to bracket reset, a true grand finals. Now let's see if both players are ready for this match, for the true grand finals, for one last set. One last game to determine who will win this Radiant.
oh, and they're getting right into it. Like no break, no second, no warm up, but yeah, no break, just right into it.
No, nothing. It's
No, nothing.
directly jumping into the action. And it's definitely going to be a great set. Summer breaks the surge first, but Torabo is able to keep the surge. Now going to send it, but it doesn't do that much. Summer sits on top of some clean garbage and is able to respond to Torabo's attacks. Oof. Now Oh, but Torabo has a big well to attack, and Summer caught in a bad situation. And that will be a first point for Torabo. Will this happen like in the last match? Will Summer's play break down? It doesn't look like it. Immediately punishes Torabo for that greedy play, 1-1. Ties it back up.
Yeah,
With a
that's
good
a bad
opener
dependency
win.
for Tarawal to work with there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Torabo is... Whoa, interesting T-spins from Torabo. I cannot speak well. These players are so mind-boggling. Playing so well.
but Summer is the one with surge advantage.
Yeah, looking for...
And yeah, it seems like they're
Oh,
not letting it go anytime soon.
Yeah. Oh, three S-spin triples from Summer to continue that back-to-back. Tarawa is definitely on the back foot, but is able to build up a little bit of a surge to defend himself with. Oh, Summer
But that,
forced in a defensive situation. Releases
the
the surge
search
and...
break was, yeah, the search break would still kill here though.
Yeah. There was no way out for Tarawa in that situation. And Summer grabs the lead for the first time in the grand finals. But will he be able to keep it? It's not so sure. Tarawa has some bad misdrops, but is able to interestingly get out of the situation, no problem. But Summer has a back-to-back lead. Sends the attacks, and Tarawa misdrops, and it will cost him the game, the round. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Some all spins from Tarawa. Summer sitting up, deciding to not go for the combo. Misdropping the JPs. That's not good. This is Tarawa's chance to take another round, and he does.
Those are not good
Some
misdrops to make on Summer's side.
It must be the nerves. I mean, what situation could be more stressful than true grand finals? Both players definitely feeling the pressure.
Okay, but look at this surge Summer's building on. Double I spin double.
Nice, but breaks it without any follow-up. And Tarawa blitzes out attacks, going for a very ambitious play. Breaks the surge in the middle to send some cheese, and it might work out. No, Summer has some good attacks, finds a nice alt-spin continuation to build up to a 10 surge. Now, Tarawa is not far behind either. Breaks the surge at 7 with a Tetris. Both players send their surge, but it's Tarawa who comes out of this exchange on top. Summer had no resources left. Had cheese on his board. A bad stack to work with. And Tarawa ties it up.
Yeah, has a cut copy, but couldn't use it properly.
Yeah. Oh, but responds with a big 31 spike. That truly came out of nowhere. I was looking at Summer's board. It was normal. I look at Tarawa's board and I see a 31 spike coming from Summer. Very well played. Both players timing. Tarawa sends first. Sends the Tetris. Oh.
Such a good well for Summer here.
Good well for Summer. Able to continue his back-to-back, breaks it at 23 and catches Tarawa off guard. And that's a 3-5 lead for Summer. It's a very different story from the winners finals. Summer has a...
Summer was forced to make a compromising skim there, yeah, and Tarawa was able to send off this big surge and the kill.
The match stays close. The lead keeps shrinking. Tarawa is definitely not out of this game.
Yeah, this is nerve-wrackingly close. Oh, Summer greets for the L-spin. It works enough. It doesn't quite. Yeah, needs the survival here. Needs to burn the eye. Yeah, can't get to the well.
Yeah, now it was Summer's turn to make a mistake, and Tarawa ties the score back up. It's 5-5, 6 more rounds to go, and we will know a winner. And the score is still tied. Both players building up surge out of the opener. Summer looks to have a little bit of a better board, sends the surge, puts some cheese onto Tarawa's board. Tarawa hesitating a little bit, goes for the back-to-back preservation to send some cheese. onto Summer's board. Both players not in a state to send a lot of attacks, but it's Torabo who gets down to his garbage first and has dug through all of his cheese.
Yeah, Torwall will be the first one to build up Surge here. Summer, again, forced to make skims for a cleaner board
Summer
here.
makes. Ooh, and that's a big well for Torabo. And Summer does not have a Surge to defend. Has tried a little bit of a 4-wide, but no combo. Torabo can have that win, but and releases the Surge, and that will close out the round. Torabo reclaims the lead in what could be a crucial part of this match. And now I think this round will be very important. Because if Torabo wins this one, very nice survival. If Torabo managed to win this one, he would extend his lead, and he does, turning a good survival, turning what looked like a dead situation into a spike, to claim a 2-point lead against Summer. Now, will Summer bounce back? Looking for a T-spin triple tower from Summer. Pulls it off and sends a big spike, but Torabo had a C-spin ready to cancel it all. Surge pop from Summer into what looks like a misrep. No, it's an all-spin setup, very nicely played, but Summer has a lot of cheese on his board, but Torabo is very low, so it has no ammo to send with. Gets donated a big well by Summer, uses it expertly, squeezes every bit of attack out of it, but it's not enough. Summer is still breathing, and he's sending attacks, and Torabo, his greed will be his downfall. Dropping a point. The lead is closing between these two players. Torabo again with his trusty MS2. Both players building up back-to-back. Torabo a little bit faster. Striding has the back-to-back lead. Breaks it. Looks for the multiplier. Does not find it. Bit fortunate. Sends the double quad to Summer, but it doesn't do much. Summer has a nice wall to counterattack with, but has no surge, so needs to be a little bit careful. Torabo sends the attack, but it's not enough. Summer survives, and now Summer has a wall to attack with. But chooses to not go for the back-to-back. Interesting. But Torabo gets the back-to-back, sends the 19 spike, another quad afterwards, misdrops, but it's going to be enough. There's no way of surviving for Summer. And Torabo puts himself on 8 points. Only 3 points separate him between him and the win. Oh, a 28 spike, and it looks like Summer is caught off guard. 9-6. Very well played from
Torwall. It was just enough. Like yeah, if it had one more line, then Summer would have survived.
Yeah. It's such small things that often decide the rounds. Both players building up surge. Torabo breaks first. Summer breaks next. Looking for the kill, no player finds it. Torabo had an unfortunate misdrop. Now it's Summer, has an opportunity to build a back-to-back, has a good stack to work with. Builds up the back-to-back. Torabo breaks it. Summer contemplates, decides to pop it defensively. Might not be a bad thing. Torabo has too many misdrops on his board and concedes a crucial point. Summer closes the lead, but he's still down 2 points. PC from
Torwall here. Yeah,
Interesting.
Summer's being overwhelmed, it seems.
Yeah, but luckily for Summer, the PC is not as strong as in the previous seasons, and Torabo has a misdrop, so is... Oh, never mind. Gets around the misdrop very nicely. That's a 23 spike. It might be too much, and Torabo puts himself on match point.
This is tournament point here for Torowo.
Match point, the tournament point. Standing between Torabo and Win is 1 point, 1 point. And Summer, who does not want to give up that easily. And Summer will keep on fighting until the very last moment. Both players building up Surge. Summer breaks first, 29 spike. But Torabo manages to keep it. Sends it back. But it's now Summer who has the better spot, I think. Both players in a very dangerous spot. But it's Summer who manages to get a Surge out of that exchange. Torabo has has sent some attacks, forces the Surge spot defensively. How will Summer respond with a little bit of a combo? This is definitely one of the most intense matches of this tournament. Oh, but Summer has an interesting stack. But both players are cheesed up. Torabo has more cheese than Summer. So Summer gets through his cheese and starts to build a back-to-back again. Breaks it immediately in favor of a more defensive stack. Now both players are getting down. Both players are now starting to build a back-to-back. And it looks very even. Very even on both boards. Summer breaks first, looks for the back-to-back pop from Torabo. Torabo has a lot of attacks and gets the win.
That's it.
And after a nerve-wracking grand finals, after an amazing comeback, after an amazing grand finals set 1, and after a grueling last round in set 2, Torabo pulls through, beats Summer, and claims another Radiant win. I mean, what a match. What a match.
Phenomenal performance from Torowo, bringing it to a bracket reset and bringing home the tournament win.
Yeah, and also indeed a very good performance, but also a good performance from Summer, who kept on fighting until the very last moment and made those two matches very close.
Yeah, could have been anyone's game at any point. Yeah, but
could have been
Torowo comes out victorious.
Yeah, Torowo comes out victorious and gets 11 circuit points to improve his standing. Which actually, previously he was at rank 73, so barely out of the top 64, but because of this win, he sits now comfortably at 72 points, so he needs one more weeklies to get into... He needs one more weeklies and one more tournament to get into the top 64. So, very much needed points from Torowo and definitely a deserved one.
Yeah, and these extra points could be found in other, World Championships circuit tournaments that we will be promoting shortly. But yeah,
So, first off, Apple Orchard Cup, the prestigious super major for its third iteration. Tomorrow, actually. No. Yeah, so it starts this weekend. And yeah, we'll be expecting you can expect a lot of top players coming here. And definitely a good opportunity.
Yeah, so this iteration comes with what's it? Wait, I gotta look at the things again. Yeah, okay. So this is Apple Orchard Cup 3 returning with custom graphics, coming to you at a US and Europe friendly
time zone.
Yeah. And this is important information for because unlike normal tournaments, these use an auto a DQ timer, which means if you're participating, you have to check in every match on Battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So it's
yeah,
that-
normal. Yeah, it's not a usual thing you see in tournament. But yeah, you check in normal tournaments. You check in once at the start of the, but here you check in at the start of every match. So yeah, keep an eye out on that.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of action. So definitely register, and if you don't plan on playing, at least watch the tournament. I guarantee it will be an exciting day for Tetrio.
Yeah, and this will be the last major qualifier in May. This is a platinum qualifier, which is definitely, the players who want to make it to, who want to find an invite in May would want to play this one, given that it's a platinum. But yeah,
So
right
this
after
is-
this, players in top 32 will receive an invite.
Yep.
To TWC.
Yeah, so this is their last chance to get an invite for May, so we'll definitely be expecting a lot of those players to try and fight for that spot.
Yeah, and are we also promoting the LAN?
Yeah, I think we're also the Full Tilt LAN, a Tetrio LAN in Manila. So if you're living there nearby, definitely check it out. And it's also a CWC event. Wrong name. So
Yeah, Philippines home to a lot of X plus ranked players. So yeah, it's definitely one to watch. If you can't make it, yeah, at least there's the stream. Yeah, but highly recommend arriving in person if you can. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
I
you
wish
might
I
have
could.
the chance. Yeah, you might have the chance to play against Vince H. Lee. Could be. So, definitely one to keep an eye out for. Oh, we can actually see the attendees.
Yeah, and not only do they, have a Tetrio bracket, they also have a Tetris effect and a Nutris bracket.
Yep. So there's something for everyone to enjoy. And I checked, indeed, Vince is coming to play. So that's a golden opportunity. And I mean, it just looks very fun. And the venue looks good. The games look good. What reason would you have to not come, except if you live on the other side of the world, like us?
Oh yeah, there's also Stratosphere this Sunday. So yeah, definitely come to that. There's still that. But yeah, biggest thing would be Apple Orchard Cup happening tomorrow at 9 p.m. UTC at Promo's Twitch channel. Definitely, yeah, be there for that if you enjoy how Tetris play.
Yeah.
And I think we're just looking for someone to raid now.
Yep. Who will we raid this time? Well, there are some options.
Yeah, who's streaming?
There are some streaming Tetrio. Well, fair enough.
I mean, we'll leave that to Sketch. We're just doing the talking here.
Well, in any case, thank you everyone for playing in the tournament and for watching.
Yeah, thank you for. Yeah, it's been a pleasure being here commentating. So yeah, thank you. Good. So have a good day or have a good night, everyone.
Bye.